Good Friday evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. And again, I am behind on more reviews. So, tonight I'm going to focus on two movies that I saw recently. So, that first movie I want to talk about in this double feature, if you will, is gonna be finally Civil War. And what we have here is failure to communicate. But it ain't Guns N' Roses. No, all kidding aside, Civil War is the new Alex Garland movie, and this was produced by A24, which is hit or miss for me. And right off the bat, this movie was a hit for me. So let's talk about it. So Civil War is not a traditional war movie. Instead, it's a dystopian reality on what it is to be like in a modern civil war. So it has that aspect of the North and South facing each other. But in this scenario, you have like California and Texas aligning with each other, and near DC you have like the Virginia Alliance or something. This has been like over a week since I saw this, so some of it's gonna like go over my head, but I'm trying. But anyway, this movie features photojournalists on the front line dealing with like this horrific situation. And they just want to get to DC to interview the president one last time before he is taken out. And that's not a spoiler. It pretty much happens. So, Kirsten Dunst was your main protagonist here, and she is a veteran photojournalist that has been in this kerfuffle, if you will. I can't believe I just used that. So, she already like knew about combat photography, and this was something brand new for her in this new society. This movie is brutal, extremely dark, and it has a very bleak ending. But this movie needed a little bit more explaining on what forced this civil war to happen. But one of the main aspects of this movie that everybody's going to talk about is the Jesse Plemons part. I mean, it is pretty much primarily in the trailer. And Jesse Plemons is in this movie for like no longer than 10 minutes or so. And once his scene ends, it's probably one of the darkest scenes in this movie. I mean, it's almost reminding me of like Hotel Rwanda. So, very bleak stuff here. And it almost kind of looked like a genocide. So essentially, he was part of the Texas-California alliance or whatever it was, I think. And he was just wondering where all of our characters are from. And he asks, what kind of American are you? And he ended up being kind of racist in a way, because he kept the white people, and there's also a mixed older guy in here alive. So I guess he didn't like minorities. So this dude was pretty brutal. I just wish I had more of him, because I thought it was going to be like our main antagonist. But he don't even get like a straight antagonist in this movie. But I also do like the whole combat photography sections in this movie. It just gets you into that situation. It makes you feel like you're there. That's what makes this movie very realistic, and it almost makes you wonder if it could happen. If America crumbles, I think this movie could actually happen, and that is terrifying. But this movie is basically like a war propaganda drama, because America crumbles and the people who are not part of an alliance are probably going to be taken out very quickly. So you're either left wing or right wing. And finally, my thoughts, or my last thought in here, was Nick Offerman as president. He really didn't do much to this story. He was just there in the beginning and the end. So this movie was really well done. It does have pacing issues and the story needs work, but I think that's Alex Garland's film experience. I've only seen Men out of his 4 movies that I know of, and that movie was awful. This movie was way better, and it's definitely my type of movie. So I still haven't seen Ex Machina or Annihilation, but one day I definitely will watch those two. But I gotta say, this movie really surprised me. I mean, it's very bleak, but it just makes you wonder, could this happen? So, overall, I would give Civil War an A. It really was that good. So those are my thoughts on Civil War. My next video is going to be my thoughts on Sting. Totally different movie, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on that movie here in a minute. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Adios. Peace. And I don't need your Civil War.